Hey Snickerdoodles, welcome back. It's your girl Carnisa Allen, founder and lead travel advisor for Brown Sugar Travel Co. And today I'm going to give my honest review of Royalton CHIC Antigua. Now, if you've been thinking about staying at this resort, the reviews online are going to make you feel very crazy, okay? You're going to want to cancel your reservation. You don't know if you should stay or you should go. It's kind of all over the place in the Facebook groups, okay? It's all over the place on TripAdvisor. Half of the people are like, it's awful, and the other half are like, thank God I didn't cancel my trip. We had a great time. Well, I'm going to share my experience with you. Okay, so you guys, I just got back from a 10-night stay at Royalton CHIC Antigua. I took a group of 42 people to experience the start of Antigua's Carnival with the T-shirt MOSFET back in August. July, mid-July. And I have to say, a time was had. A beautiful time was had. And it's funny because going into it, even as a travel advisor, I kind of felt like, oh my God, did I make the wrong decision booking 42 people? Okay, that's a lot of people to take money from and say, this is where we're going to this resort, when the reviews were so hit or miss. They were so hit or miss, and I didn't know what I was walking into. And so as the time crept closer for us to actually go, I started to get a little bit nervous. Believe it or not, I started to get a little bit nervous. So I'm going to give my full recount of my 10-day stay. I stayed for 10 full days. So I have, I think, a pretty good grip on what's going on at the resort. So if you have something booked or you're even considering staying at Royalton CHIC Antigua, you definitely want to stick around to the end to get all of the tea. Okay, so first, I feel like we have to talk about why we chose Royalton CHIC Antigua for this spot in the first place. We actually were planning to go to Jamaica, and the resort we really wanted to stay at just didn't open on time, and not knowing a hard open date, right, for the resort. And so we pivoted. We chose Antigua. Royalton CHIC had just opened at that point. I want to say it was only open for maybe 3 months when we made the decision to go there. And even at that 3-month point, the reviews weren't the best. But we made the decision to go anyway, because usually when a resort opens its doors for like the first 9 months, the reviews are going to be bad anyway. And you guys have to kind of consider this, right? When you first started at your job, you didn't get everything right the first time right away. So you kind of have to give the people a little bit of grace as they're learning their new roles and they're learning their new positions at the resort. And so with that being said, we decided to give the resort some grace. It's not abnormal for a brand new resort to have some pushback when they first open. The crew is learning their roles. They're trying to figure out inventory. They're not completely open at 100% occupancy. So things are just off. They're still hiring, right? So there's positions that are not filled. They may be understaffed. There's a million and one things that can go wrong when you book a resort that just opened. And that's something it's a conversation I actually have with my clients when they're looking at certain things. And I'm just like, just keep in mind, you really need to pack your patience, like truly need to pack your patience if you're looking at something that's brand new. Okay, so when we decided on Antigua, and we knew we wanted to bring Carnival to our crew because it's something that they've been asking for, but we knew Carnival was like super pricey. Like any Carnival you do, if you want to do the full thing and go with the full costumes, it's going to cost you a pretty penny. And so for the travel club, which by the way is New Orleans Social and Travel Club, it's a travel club of Black professionals from right now all across the East Coast, but we're growing. going. But Black professionals that just want to network and have a good time and be authentically them in a new destination that maybe they haven't been to before, or maybe they have. So it's a social club, and it's a good time. Okay, so we're looking for upbeat energy. We want to turn up. We want shots and things like that. But we're also at an age where it's just like, babe, I need a little bit of luxury, if not a lot of it. Okay, if you can't give me a lot of it, give me a little bit. But so just looking for a little more of an elevated experience in a new destination that's not your typical Mexico, that's not your typical DR, your typical Jamaica. Not that we're never going to go to those locations, because we're still going to figure out Jamaica for our clients. They really want to do that as a group, because sometimes like the vacation is about who you spend it with, right? But I'm just saying, we really try our hardest to give them something different. And so our next year, we're always going to have a Caribbean trip, but our next year we're actually planning something super big, and we're going to leave this side of planet Earth for the first time as a collective. So we're super excited about that. But that's not what we're here to talk about. Let's get back to it. I stayed at Royalton CHIC Antigua for 10 days, 9 nights. The first leg of my trip, it was myself and my travel partner slash mentee, Kwanda. She's also a travel agent. And so we went early for a few reasons. We wanted to get things together at the resort before the group arrived and made sure, rooms were right, and do the gift bags and talk to all the vendors, make sure everyone knows where they need to be, what time they need to be there, and things like that. So we went to go do the legwork, but also we went to tour some other properties while we're out there, because as travel advisors, we feel it's our duty. And this is how you know whether or not you have a good travel advisor. But I truly feel it's my duty when I go on vacation to see what's new and see what has changed since the last time I have been in that destination. It's the only way that I can stay on top of the many, many changes that's happening in this industry day after day. And it's the only way that I can properly advise my clients on what's best for what they want and what they need, right? You have to get in the field. If your travel agent is not in the field, I implore you to look elsewhere. So we went there to do that, and then we had a free day where we just kind of explored the island and did our thing. So when we landed in Antigua, we actually went straight to Shirley Heights. We got there on a Sunday. We landed on a Sunday, and we knew that the only opportunity to visit Shirley Heights would be the following Sunday, which we had something really special for our group planned, or Thursday, which Thursday is just more of a laid-back vibe at Shirley Heights. It's more of like a reggae night, but we're more like dance hall soca girlies. Like, I need to get up out my seat and bust a little wine in the middle of the floor, if you know what I mean. So that's your Sunday night at Shirley Heights. So we hopped off the plane and went straight there. And we were there all night. We were there until about 9:30-ish. And I think we got to the resort to check in at 10 p.m., which is super late. It's super late. Check-in is at like 3. We got there 7 hours later. And that's a little risky, I would say, as a travel advisor. That is a little risky, because at that point, whatever is left is what you're getting in terms of availability for your room. But that's what we did. We had only booked a garden view room, so we weren't too worried. I'm like, if y'all give away all the garden views, you just have to upgrade it. It can only get better from here. We had a really great time. Check-in was super smooth. Zion checked us in. He was amazing, even at 10 o'clock at night. He had the best energy, and there's a running joke going on right now that a lot of the staff members at the resort are my long distance cousins now, because they truly took care of not only me but my group while we were there. The staff at the resort is truly phenomenal. And it's crazy, because when I say that out loud, I get back to thinking about the reviews that I read, and I remember reading some reviews that like the staff is childish and immature, and I'm like, I didn't gather that. What I gathered was that the crew, while, yeah, they may be a little younger in age, they know how to do their jobs, but they also want to have fun while doing it. Like, they don't want to be talked down to. They don't want to be demanded to do anything. And I think that just goes to like a respect thing, right? Like, I don't think anybody wants to feel like someone is their superior just because they work at a hotel or something like that. Like, that, it's just not a good feeling. So I think like the way that you communicate with the crew, with the staff, will change everything for you in your vacation. Like, being kind and being nice and just talking to people like they're freaking humans. Oh my gosh. Like, if you just make that simple change, you'll probably be surprised at how great things would go for you. And it's crazy that I feel like I even have to say that, but honestly, that is like feedback from the staff. They're just like, man, people are so mean. They're just so mean and degrading, and the way they talk down to us is just like we're beneath them. And I'm like, no human should have to feel that way. It's honestly a little disgusting that you go on vacation and think you're better than somebody who works at the hotel in the country that you're visiting. That to me is a little crazy. Okay, so check-in was great. We get to our garden view room, and the room was a little small. Like, first impression was, oh, this is a little tight. We had a garden view with 2 double beds, and it was a little tight. But we made it work. The thing about it is this resort is not a new construction resort. So this resort used to be something different. Royalton bought it. They took everything down to the studs in the buildings and renovated from there, and then they built a brand new building for the Diamond Club section, or for parts of the Diamond Club section. And so the rooms at older resorts are typically going to be smaller, and that's just the case on most of the resort at Royalton CHIC Antigua. Is it a deal breaker? No, because you always have the option to upgrade. Okay, so let's talk about towels and washcloths, because that's a really big thing in the reviews. A lot of reviews are saying they're running out of towels, they're running out of washcloths. I didn't have that problem, y'all. I didn't have that problem, and because I kept seeing those reviews, I actually packed a towel and a pack of washcloths to bring with me that I never even used. So when we checked into the garden view room, we had 2 towels, 2 washcloths, and what I ended up doing, because I wasn't sure, right, what was going to happen, I hung my towel and washcloth up in the closet. And even with me doing that, the next day I had a new towel and washcloth. Every single day I had a new towel and washcloth. So I didn't run into that issue. Not discounting the people who had that experience. It just wasn't mine. Let's see. So we stayed in that room for 4 days, 3 nights. Now, during that time, again, we were touring properties and seeing the island. So we did not spend a bunch of time on the resort. On the 4th day, we switched rooms. So our husbands and the rest of the group arrived between that day and the following day. So at that time, I transferred over to Diamond Club Oceanfront with my husband. So now I'm in the newer building. They do have Diamond Club garden view rooms, but I am pretty sure that those are on the other side of the resort, on the older side of the resort is how I should say it. So they don't have... They're not going to be as big. That's the best way to put it. You'll get a butler, but the room still won't be as spacious. Also, it's really important to note, on the older side of the resort, there are no elevators. There's no elevators. So if stairs are an issue for you, my recommendation would be to request a first floor room or book Diamond Club Oceanfront, and that will guarantee you a room in the building with the elevator, the new building. So a big difference between the Diamond Club room and the Garden View room that I noticed was that the Diamond Club room was significantly bigger, like noticeably bigger. Obviously your views are going to get a little better. You're in a newer building, so everything is just a little nicer, if that makes sense. You're closer to the side of the resort where the overwater bungalows are located. And so I would say that, like, during the morning and during the evening, that side of the resort is very quiet. During the day, it picks up a bit. Like, people will bring their, I don't know if people were bringing their speaker or if it was the resort that brought a speaker over to the swim up Diamond Club pool. But it did get a little more lively during the day, but in the mornings and the evenings, it's quiet because there's not as many people that are sleeping on that side of the resort. So just naturally, things are a little calmer. I will also say a little observation that I noticed, okay, is that the towels and the washcloths were a little whiter and a little fluffier on the Diamond Club side. Now, I don't know if that's by design or if it was a coinky dink, but it was a little observation that I noticed. And I will also say you get 2 sinks on the Diamond Club side compared to the 1 sink that you have to share on the Garden View side. So those are some of the differences. The balconies were a little bigger as well on Diamond Club side, but those were some of the little differences between the two. And then obviously the big difference, you get Butler service when you go Diamond Club. You also have access to the Diamond Club pool and the Diamond Club lounge. Now, I have been seeing a lot of reviews, you guys, of reviews saying that Diamond Club at this resort is not worth it. And I have to say, let me lean in. I disagree wholeheartedly. Diamond Club was absolutely worth it at Royalton CHIC Antigua. Okay, so one of the things that you get with Diamond Club is top shelf alcohol. You get, again, access to the pool, the Diamond Club pool, and access to the Diamond Club lounge. So let's talk about the lounge first. The lounge is not somewhere you're going to be hanging out usually. It's in the lobby area. It's air conditioned, which is great. So it was really nice to check in and not have to stand out in the lobby and kind of be in like the lobby is open air. So it's like warm. Whatever the weather is doing is what the lobby is doing. So that was a nice touch to have the AC to sit in. But I would say like that lounge is like, let me just grab something quick, or let me sit in here while I'm waiting on transportation to take me to wherever I'm going, or something like that. Like you're on vacation. You're not hanging out in the Diamond Club lounge. What I loved about the Diamond Club lounge though is that I discovered about midway through the trip that there are bottles of champagne in the refrigerator, and you can just take a whole bottle. You don't have to just pour yourself a glass. You can literally take the whole bottle. Once I discovered that, Diamond Club was worth it every single time for me. For me, that made my trip. I could just take this bottle of champagne. Thank y'all. Okay. Because I'm not a girl that likes to, and this is me personally, but I'm not a girl that necessarily loves to sit at the swim up pool bar. Like, you know, we have pools at home, right? I can go to the pool in my neighborhood. I can go to the pool in my city, or whatever the case may be. I'm coming out of the country to be in these crystal clear blue waters. I want to be on the beach. I also don't drink a ton of alcohol. I'm more of a wine and champagne girl personally. So being able for me to take that bottle of champagne and just go sit on the beach and not have to keep going to the bar and keep waiting for my drinks, like that was love. That was really love. I loved that. Let's see, the top shelf liquors, and I don't remember them all, you guys. I'll plug in a video here, but the top shelf liquors included Hennessy, which during our time they were out of quite often. I had another travel agent friend that went literally a week before me, and I think he drank all the Hennessy. I think he drank all the Hennessy, y'all, but I don't recall seeing Hennessy the whole time we were there, honestly, but I also wasn't really looking for it. Oh, actually, no, I take that back, because I ordered Hennessy shots for my crew on the last day. So there was some. There just wasn't any in the lounge. Let's see. They had Grey Goose for vodka, Patron and Don Julio for tequila, which is what my husband drinks. So I was paying attention to the tequila. I didn't pay attention to much of anything else. I won't lie to you. I won't lie to you at all. So the other part of Diamond Club is your Butler service. Butler service, and I'm saying this loud in this mic. Butler service is 1,000% worth it. At least my butlers were. Shout out to Carl and Sharice. I loved my team. They were phenomenal. They anticipated my needs. And then they went above and beyond. Like, before I could even ask for certain things, they were giving it to me. Oh, we noticed that you drank your bottle of champagne that we gave you in your room at check-in. Here's another one. It was just really great service. I will say, like, one of the days I had 42 people, so I had 42 gift bags, and it was a big box of gift bags, but we're also doing carnival, so I had about 20 bags, duffel bags of carnival costumes, and they helped me. They actually did it. I'm not even going to say help me. They did it. They rolled that big box from my room all the way to our welcome beach party and set everything up for us. So that was one less thing as a group leader that I needed to think about. And I was so grateful for that. It's little stuff like that. Like, I feel like Butlers really help with minor inconveniences. Like I mentioned, I don't like to really hang out at the pool, at the swim out bar. Like, that's cool, but I'm here for the beach, right? And so when you have a Butler, you actually get beach service as well while you're on the resort at Royalton CHIC Antigua. So if you're non-Diamond Club, I don't think anyone was going around getting drink orders. So that was a plus. Like, I would just send a message in my WhatsApp like, hey, I need 25 pina coladas, 40 shots of Hennessy, and this, that, and the third. And it might take a little while because I'm asking for a lot here. I wasn't asking for like 2 shots and 2 pina coladas. I'm asking for a lot here. So it did take a little while, but it came, and I didn't have to go and orchestrate it or anything. I just had to text it, and voila. My husband and I were actually celebrating our anniversary while we were there, even though we didn't really celebrate. But Carl actually came through and, like, one night completely surprised us because neither one of us asked for it, and decorated our room. Balloons, rose petals, and decorated the towel so it was, like, super cute and things like that. Never asked for it. And I was just like, oh, wow, it was just the thought that counted. You know what I mean? So they really do go above and beyond, and they do a great job. I think with Butler service, you just have to know what to ask for. Turn down service. Absolutely ask for turn down service. Hey, Carl, we're headed back to the room around 9 o'clock. Can you turn down? And that just means that they're going to roll your sheets back for you. So when they make your bed, they make it all tight like you're in the military. So they're going to roll the sheets back a little bit, maybe leave a little chocolate on top of the bed, dim the lights, make it real cute for when you come in the room. You just have to know what to ask for with Butler service. But was it worth it? Yeah. Absolutely. Having stayed on both sides of the resort, if I went back today, I would go back and gladly pay for Diamond Club. Okay? I absolutely would. Don't let those people on the internet fool you. So we talked about the rooms, we talked about Diamond Club and the differences between the two. Let's get into the pools and the beach. So there are 4 pools on a resort and then one beautiful, glorious beach. The pool, there's a quiet pool that sits on the non-Diamond Club side. What I loved about that pool was that at night, or all of the pools really, they don't care if you swim after the sun sets or after the pool bar closes. Like, some resorts get really uptight about that, and I don't care for that. Like, I'm on vacation. It's 5 feet of water. I'm not going to drown, and I feel like if I do, it's no one's fault but my own, right? Like, we're all adults here. Let's be honest. So I love that they allow you to just go ahead and continue your night. So even though they only have, I think it's 8 swim out suites, and all of their swim out suites are on the Diamond Club side, you could literally book non-Diamond Club, book a garden view room, and walk right out to that quiet pool. And I think that's kind of cool to be able to have that experience and not have to pay extra for it, right? Like, I saw people out there at 10, 11 o'clock at night, and they weren't loud or anything like that, but they were definitely having a great time. Then there's a pool next to the main pool, which they have a volleyball court in, and it was like a little jacuzzi right next to it. I never really got in that pool. I've never really gotten any of the pools, to be fair. But that was another cool option if for whatever, maybe you wanted your own space, maybe because that main pool gets crowded, right? So if you say you want your own space, but you still want to be able to hear the music from the main pool, but maybe not want to engage so much with the vibe team and stuff, that was a great alternative to have that pool right there. And then of course you have the main stage, which is the main pool, where the vibe team is there, the DJs are there, the music is loud, they're doing all kinds of activities at that pool, dance contests, limbos, kayaks, all kinds of stuff. The big swim up bar was there. So that pool was really, really great. That's where the party got started every day, pretty much, it felt like. And then, of course, you have the Diamond Club pool, which was only for the Diamond Club guests. Let's talk a little bit more about Diamond Club really quick. I feel like I have to say this because Royalton, we don't like this, and I want to be the one to tell you. So when you are Diamond Club, there are only 2 bars on that resort that offer the Diamond Club liquors, the top tier liquors that I was telling you guys about. And that's the Diamond Club Swim Up Pool Bar and the Diamond Club Lounge. Now, Royalton, if you're listening, if you happen to stumble across my beautiful page, the reason we don't love this, okay, is because you're telling me that I've paid extra for this experience that I can only have at the Swim Up Bar or at the Diamond Club Lounge. And I have paid extra for this. I should be able to experience, no matter what bar I go to, Hennessy and Grey Goose and what is it, Don Julio and Patron. Right? I shouldn't be confined to these 2 locations to have the top shelf liquor that essentially I paid for. So, Royalton, if you're watching, we really want you to fully stock all of the bars to have all of the things and train your bartenders to be able to decipher between the wristbands. We're not asking for much here. And that, you guys, is what the problem was, I believe. That is what the problem was in the reviews where people are saying they're running out of liquor. They're not running out of liquor. What's happening is for Diamond Club, your top shelf alcohol is only available in 2 places on the entire resort. Now, I've talked to the staff extensively while I was there, and they do have a solution for this. The solution pretty much is your butler. The solution is your butler. So what you do is you send a text to your butler like, hey, I'm going to be at the stage tonight. I like to drink Hennessy. Can you make sure that they have Hennessy over there? And your butler will literally run a bottle of Henny from the Diamond Club pool or whatever bar or the Diamond Club Lounge over to Stella at the bar by the stage. It's a very simple fix. It's just annoying that you even have to do that. So I can understand the aggravation or the annoyance behind people are like, it's just too much to have to do it. Yeah, it is. It's a bit much. I agree. It's a bit much, but it is a simple solution to the problem. And then you'll have your Henny. And then maybe you'll, just have such a good night that you don't care no more. But that's the whole they're running out of liquor thing. They're not necessarily, at least I didn't experience them running out of liquor. It's just certain bars don't have the top shelf liquor. Okay, we have to talk about this beach, you guys. The most beautiful beach I have ever tiptoed into in my life. I mean, the water was so blue and clear at the same time. You could literally see the fish swimming around you as you stand in the ocean. It was glorious. It was clean. There was absolutely no seaweed while we were there. We didn't run out of beach towels. That was another review. They kept running out of beach towels. Never had that problem while I was there. I was able to get a beach towel every day. The water at the beach was super calm. So like if you wanted to go swimming, you absolutely could swim. If you're a snorkeler, great place to snorkel. I didn't see any coral, but you can absolutely, like I said, see the fish swimming around you. Super, super cool experience. There was more than enough loungers. I don't think there ever was a day where I felt like it's too many people on this resort. We can't find a pool chair. We can't find this. I don't think that was there. Even at the pool, there was never a moment where like you just couldn't find somewhere to sit. So Royalton did a really great job making sure there was ample seating. And then going back to the beach a little bit, the beach is a smidgen rocky. Just a smidgen. So when you walk into the water, right, you gotta tiptoe a little bit first, and then once you get over the rocks, you hit the silky smooth sand, the softest sand I've ever stood on. But it is just a little bit rocky. Another review that I keep seeing online while we're talking about the pools and the beaches is that the pool towels are coming up, and I will say, the pool towels are absolutely coming up in all of the pools. There were towels missing from all of the pools. But what I will also say that the reviews are not saying is that every night when they shut those pools down, even though they would let people back in them, every night they were sending their team in to replace the pool towels. Now, we're talking little small, maybe 1-inch pool towels. So it's a very tedious job, and I'm sure it's something that's not going to be completed overnight. It's probably an ongoing project for the resort, but they're working on it. So I didn't notice any super sharp edges in the pools with the towels missing or anything like that, but it may be worth it for you to just pack pool shoes just in case, because things can always change, right? But that also will assist you with getting into the beach and getting over that little rocky part, is if you bring some swim shoes. But again, the water was beautiful. I did not want to leave. On multiple occasions, I just kept saying, I don't want to get out of the water. I don't even want to go to Carnival because I just want to stay in this water. So enjoy it. Like, seriously, if you go for nothing else, go for the beach. Okay? Go for the beach. Okay, so we're going to talk food and drinks. We already kind of touched on the top shelf alcohol thing. Let's get into the food a little bit. Honestly, food, I don't even know what I want to say, y'all. And I'm trying to keep it real with you. Food was good, but food wasn't like, oh my God, it's so good. With the exception of, I'm going to make one exception on that statement there. Maybe two. The first being Miss Danielle. Miss Danielle over at the food truck, okay, is back there cooking with her feet. And I mean that in the best way possible for my people who don't understand. Miss Danielle is back there cooking with her feet, okay? She cooking that jerk chicken with love, like she feeding her own family, her personal family. That's how she's cooking that jerk chicken. Miss Danielle, you're doing the Lord's work, my love. You're doing the Lord's work. Okay? I had to get that off my chest. So you saw I leaned in for that. Miss Danielle, I ate that jerk chicken almost every day, it felt like. And every time it got better and better and better. The nachos at the food truck were good. I never got a chance to get a patty. I don't think they ever restocked them while I was there. I could have also at some point just forgot to ask. Like, just forget it. They ain't have it the past couple of days. I ain't asking no more. So never got the patties. But the jerk chicken at that food truck was top tier. The oxtail at Haven, which is their Caribbean restaurant, and the curry shrimp, also very well seasoned. Very well seasoned. And what I loved about that restaurant was that the chef actually came from out of the kitchen and he made his rounds and he made sure that everyone was enjoying their meal and that everybody was okay. And it's little stuff like that I appreciate. That to me is going above and beyond, because as the chef, you really, especially, we're talking about a Royalton. We're not talking about like a Ritz. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. And the fact that you did and showed your face, like, that made the experience just that much more special for me. But the food was really good. The rum cake, real good. Okay, real good at Haven. What else did I eat? I had pizza at the Italian restaurant. That was very good, but it was too big for me to finish. The buffalo wings, that was my other exception. The buffalo wings at the sports bar are top tier. I love me a crispity crunchity wing. Okay, it's low-key my food weakness. I can't never go wrong with a wing. The only thing I didn't love was that on the menu it said they had buffalo sauce for the wings, but the team had no idea. When I asked for buffalo sauce, they were like, what's that? And I'm like, okay, do you have some hot sauce? And so they gave me hot sauce, which was very hot, by the way. I don't mind. I love spicy food, so it didn't bother me. But if you're looking for a buffalo wing that's like mild and no, they don't have that. They have hot sauce, and it's Antiguan hot sauce, and so it's hot. But it was delicious. It was delicious. The wings at the sports bar, I ate those wings and that jerk chicken every day. All 10 days. Okay? All 10 days. I'm an easy girl. Let's see. I never made it to the steakhouse, but multiple people within our group said that the steakhouse was so good that they went multiple times during their stay. We did eat at Pescari, which is the overwater restaurant. Now, with Pescari, that restaurant is free if you're Diamond Club one time. So you have one free visit if you're Diamond Club. If you are not Diamond Club, or if you are Diamond Club but you want to eat it more than once, you do have to pay for the experience. I don't know what those prices are. I tried it while I was Diamond Club, and I will say that sushi was very, very fresh. It was very, very good. I would give it a 10 out of 10, honestly. It was really good sushi. Also, we tried the miso yaki steak, cooked to perfection. It was so juicy and tender, and flavorful. It was so flavorful. And then they brought us like a birthday dessert, which was really good. So I only took one bite because I was so full. I was so full. But everything there was really, really good at Pescari that we tried. Let's see, where else? Italian. Oh, the buffet. We have to talk about the buffet. So the buffet, what I loved about that restaurant is that, one, when you think about like an all-inclusive resort restaurant and you're thinking about the buffet specifically, you're like, this food is going to be like cold. It's going to be medium temperatured. It's going to be unseasoned. It's going to be picked through, and it's just like, ugh, don't nobody want to eat at the buffet. That's not the case at Royalton CHIC Antigua. The buffet is actually slapping. The buffet was very, very good. Everything was very well seasoned. And what I loved was that they had different cuisines, so different little things throughout the week. So one night might be Asian night, right? Where they'll have a cooking station and they're making, I want to call it chow mein. I don't know what else to call it, but it's chow mein. But they're giving it a Caribbean flair, right? So you're eating chow mein, but you're eating like jerk chow mein, or you're eating some kind of Asian curry, but the sauce is more Caribbean curry style, if that makes sense. So it's like they merged whatever cuisine they were cooking with their culture, and I personally live for that. Pasta night, when they was out there making the pot for Italian night, baby, they pretty much made a Rasta pasta, and the girls love a Rasta pasta. The girls love a Rasta pasta. So, like, you really couldn't even go wrong at the buffet, which I loved. I love that. Another thing, I don't know where they're getting their green apples at the Royalton CHIC Antigua, but I think I ate them out of their apples. I know y'all are watching like, girl, what? Yeah, the green apples were so good. They were so, so good. All of the fruit was really good, but the green apples, I was like going back, putting them in my bag. Let me take this one with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, the green apples were very, very, very good. But they had soursop at the buffet, which, come on. Yes, soursop. We love a little soursop. So that was really cool. Of course, they had some mango. Okay. Of course, they had some black pineapple, not regular pineapple. If you know Antigua, you know they're known for their black pineapple. The sweetest pineapple on earth. Literally. So, 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 so good. So definitely make sure you stop by the buffet and check it out, y'all. Like, don't count it out just because it's the all-inclusive resort buffet. It's actually really, really good. Okay. And so Diamond Club, they had breakfast at the Mediterranean restaurant, which is the only restaurant located on the Diamond Club side. And so they kind of turned that space into the Diamond Club breakfast area, so you don't have to walk to the other side of the resort. Same offerings. Actually, no. The offerings were a little more elevated, I would say, because Diamond Club, one day my husband came back from the omelet station. I was trying to be good and diet, y'all. So I just kind of stuck with fruit in the morning. To try to avoid heavy, like eating heavy early and things like that. But my husband came back from the omelet station one day with some shrimp and some crab in his omelet, and it made me second guess my decision for a split second. I almost gave in. But that thing looked good. They didn't have that on the non-Diamond Club side. I do know that for sure. But that was a really cool thing. I was like, wow, crab and shrimp in your omelet. That's a seafood omelet goes crazy. I'm from the DMV. Okay, so one thing we do in the DMV is our seafood. We don't play about our crabs. We don't play about our shrimp. So for them to offer that at the Diamond Club breakfast, I thought was really, really dope. And then in the evening, that restaurant turned into the Mediterranean restaurant. That was the one restaurant, well, that and the steakhouse, the two restaurants that I didn't try. So no idea how that food was. And I love Mediterranean food. I feel like at some point I just got tired of eating. I don't even know how that's possible, y'all. I feel like I would eat at the food truck later in the day. And so now I'm full and I don't necessarily want a whole meal. Does that make sense? I'm trying to change my life, y'all. Keep me uplifted in prayer, okay? Just pray for me. Okay, and so room service, I think, is the only thing left in terms of food. Never ordered room service, so I don't have an opinion, but I heard it took a little longer. Although for me personally, I've never ordered room service where I felt like it came super fast, with the exception of one resort, Live Agua, Cancun. But that's the only time I feel like I've ever had quick room service food. So I wasn't shocked to hear that the food took a little long. Okay, family, let's get into entertainment and activities. Again, we were there with a group, so we had our own kind of stuff going on. I didn't really do a lot of the daytime activities. We were off of the resort a lot. Antigua is a beautiful place. Like, get off the resort and go see it. Seriously. But I don't know really what they had going on during the day. What I will say is at night, the Vibe team, the Royalton Angels, and the DJs all did they big ones. And the bartenders. We got to get a bartender some too. They all did they big one. Stella is one of my favorite. Stella and Chantal, two of my favorite bartenders on the resort. You can find them by the stage usually. They were amazing. If you see Stella, ask her for a green iguana. The DJ. So here's the thing with music. I was seeing some reviews like they weren't feeling the music that they were playing. You're in the Caribbean, okay? So you're going to get a lot of Caribbean music. You're going to get a little dance hall. You're going to get some soca. You're going to get some reggae, but you're also going to get some hip hop because they're black. And what I will say, though, is that the DJs did a really great job catering the music to the people who got out of their seats and danced. Did y'all hear me back there? They catered the music to the people that got out of their seats and danced. So if you're in the back chilling, having a good little recap, chit-chatting with your friends over a drink, they're not playing the music for you, babes. They're playing the music for the people who are in the middle of the dance floor cutting a rug. Like I mentioned, the night shows, I want to say, ran from 8 to 10. And then at 10, everything, or it might have been 8 to 11. At whatever point, 10 or 11, everything went inside to the nightclub until 2 a.m. So nightclub was open super late. We closed it down a couple of nights, which was pretty cool. And they do take requests. That's the other thing. They do take requests. Go talk to them. Go talk to them, y'all. So then I would say the nightlife on a resort was very easily a 10 out of 10. And I've never said that about any resort ever. None. So I would say everybody on a resort was so amazing. All of the staff on a resort was really, really good. And I'm going to name drop a couple of them, okay? Jim at the front desk. Jim was my boy. Me and Jim had this thing going on when we saw each other and was just like, Jim, what what you doing now? And he like, girl, what do you want? But that was just our relationship, right? I like to play with the staff because I know once they get to know me and my personality, they're going to take care of me. They like, this girl is fun. And it makes their time go by a little bit faster, right? So Jim at the front desk, miss you so much. Thank you for POP holding it down for us. You were amazing. Sean. Now, Sean was another one where it was just like, oh, here goes Sean. But that was just our little banter, right? So Sean worked at the taxi desk. He was actually one of the taxis that's on the resort. So if you need to just get around, just go holler at Sean. He'll take good care of you. He'll take really, really good care of you. Zion and, what was the little baby name? I cannot think of baby girl's name at the front desk. I could see her face clear as day too. Crazy. But they took very good care of us at check-in. They were amazing. Again, Carl and Sharice, my butlers, absolutely loved the both of them. 10s across the board. I couldn't have asked for a better team. I already mentioned Chantal and Stella at the bar. Again, they are amazing. Stella worked every day too. That girl, she needed a vacation. Somebody give my baby a vacation. She needed a vacation. So they were amazing. And who else? Oh my gosh, how could I forget about Keith Roy? Keith Roy is on the Vibes team. You'll see him dancing his heart out on the resort. Keith Roy is my boy. When I say he took care of us on and off the resort, we saw him while we were at Carnival too. Keith Roy was absolutely amazing. So I have to give a big up to Keith Roy. The spa, I didn't go into the spa. I actually went in there for a split second, but I didn't get any treatments. I will say the fitness center was really dope. I did go and visit the fitness center. That space was really dope. The machines were new. And Elvis, see, another one. Elvis is one of the personal trainers that works at the gym. He actually did a class right outside of the stage. Now, I don't know if it was him in the workouts or if it was the sun, but I got beat that day. So if you want a really good workout, go find Elvis. He's over there somewhere by the gym. He was really good. In the gift shop at the resort, if you want to try their local rum, they actually give you free shots. I mean, you can try it at the bar too, but they give you free samples of the bottles and they're discounted at the gift shop, which I thought was really, really great. I didn't need the excursions desk because we booked everything before we got there. Wi-Fi was amazing the whole time. So yeah, I mean, really, I would give this resort a solid... I want to give them a solid 9 out of 10. That's high. That's really high. But I think I have 41 people that will stand on that with me. Like, the resort really was that girl. The only thing, and another thing, let me put this out there too. Another thing that the reviews were saying, or that people were upset about, was that you have to make dinner reservations in order to eat. That is a Royalton policy. That's not a Royalton CHIC specific policy. Any Royalton you go to, you're going to have dinner reservations in order to go to the restaurants. All you have to do is when you check in, you go right next door to the concierge desk, have them make your dinner reservations for the week. Then you don't have to think about it anymore the whole time you're there. You just have to show up. If you have butler service, have your butler make your reservations for the week. As soon as you check in, then you don't have to think about it anymore. It's not that big of a deal. It's really not that big of a deal unless you don't know that that's the case. It sucks to be like, oh, I'm going to go to the steakhouse tonight, and you get there and they're like, yeah, you have to have reservations. That sucks. So I'm telling you guys, book your reservations in advance so you don't have to worry about it later. Simple solutions. Okay, so let's get into like the overall atmosphere of the resort. Again, if you know anything about Royalton CHIC, it is the party brand. It's the party brand. So this resort, in my opinion, is not going to be great for honeymooners unless you're honeymooners who like to party. If you're honeymooners who like to party, it's a great spot. If you prefer a little more quiet, I would say do the overwater bungalows because that will offer you privacy. It's going to be quiet. When you want more fun, you can come out of your bungalow and come onto the resort and have your turn up and experience and things like that. But my opinion, that would not be the first place I would send honeymooners personally. It's great for groups. It's great for birthday celebrations. It's great for divorce parties. It's great for bachelorette parties. The crowd was a mix between young and older. I would say if you're older, but you're still very youthful in your energy, go and have a good time. If you like the people watch, go. You're going to find something entertaining. Go and have a good time. It's all about the energy that you bring. If you want to just sit back and relax, and you can honestly, you guys, honestly, if you want to sit back, relax, and be to yourself, you can do that too. I just recommend doing it on the Diamond Club side, because then at least you don't have to lift a finger, right? Have your butler bring your drinks, have your butler bring your food, sit at the beach all day. The resort is perfect for sitting at the beach all day. It's perfect for that, okay? So you really could have it all. You just have to go and not be annoyed by people turning up and possibly being a little drunk. As long as that's entertaining for you and not bothersome, I think Royalton CHIC Antigua is a great resort. It really, really is, you guys. I don't know why the reviews are so bad online. I really tried to nitpick while I was there and figure it out. Maybe I'm just an easygoing girl and I'm just like, it's not that serious, because nothing in life is that serious for me to ruin my energy over. But we had a great time. And honestly, like I said, I have about 41 people, it's 42 including myself, that are willing to like spin the block. Like, we'll go back next year. We'll literally do it all over again, because we had that great of a time. So I say all of that to say, read those reviews online with a grain of salt. Hopefully this video was helpful for you. If not, feel free to leave a comment down in the comments. Feel free to leave a comment below and ask your questions. If I didn't answer your question, ask it below. I'm happy to give you full feedback. If you need guidance in booking your trip and booking your stay to Royalton CHIC Antigua, or if you would like my insiders list, which I only provide to my clients, when you're ready to book, just let me know. Visit my website, www.brownsugartravel.com/connect to fill out the form. And let's talk about it. Let's talk about what your expectations are. Let's figure out if Royalton CHIC Antigua is a good destination for you, because it may not be. Maybe Tamarind Hills, Antigua is a better location for you. Or maybe Hodges Bay is a better resort for you in Antigua. Let's have that conversation. Let's talk about it, and let's get you guys booked, because Antigua and Barbuda is one of those countries that I wish I had discovered sooner. I let my own observations, I don't know if that's the word. I don't know what word I'm looking for. I honestly thought Antigua and Barbuda was a destination for romance and for romance only, right? So it was never at the tippity top of my list, because even when I'm on vacation and it's just me and hubby, I still want to have some fun. I'm not a girl. I'm a Gemini, for one, for those of you who don't know me. I'm a Gemini. I'm a little all over the place. I'm very energetic. I like to get up. I like to dance. I like to run around. I want to see stuff. I want to get off of the resort. I cannot sit for very long. That is a very difficult thing for me to do on vacation. I cannot sit for very long. I can't. So Antigua was never really at the top of my list, because I thought it was a lot like Maldives, where it's just like you have this beautiful ocean and that's it. But it's so multifaceted. There's so many different things to do. There's so many different cuisines to try on the island. The people there are so friendly, and I would go back 1,000 times. I really would. I'm actually thinking about some dual citizenship because I had that great of a time. Seriously. So put Antigua and Barbuda at the top of your list. Again, if you think Royalton CHIC might be a good fit for you, let's talk. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I can assist you with that. And in the meantime, I'll check in with you guys. Oh my gosh, what's coming down the pipeline? Alaska. I'm actually headed to Alaska in a month. Actually in like 3 weeks now. I'm headed to Alaska. I am honored to be a part of the Future Leaders in Travel Conference, which kind of highlights the top travel agents under 40. So this is my second top 40 under 40 recognition. And I'm just grateful. I go into this with a grateful heart and an open mind. Alaska has been on my list for some time because it's a destination less traveled. I attended a presentation from their tourism board maybe like 2 or 3 years ago and was blown away with all that there is to do in Alaska. So I'm super excited to experience it for myself and to bring it straight to your living room. So make sure you guys check back because we are vlogging the entire experience. We're going to see some glaciers. I'm hoping I run into a bear. Eek! I hope I run into a bear. Y'all are like, this girl is crazy. A little bit, but you have to be. Like, this world is so big, you have to be crazy to want to see it and do all the things, right? So yeah, I'm really excited for that experience. I leave, what did I say, in 3 weeks? I leave in 3 weeks. I probably should start packing soon. Yeah, I'll work on that now. Anywho, I'll catch y'all on the flip side.